A family in England cut the power to their house. The phone still works. The phones were fucking watching them. Ian and Philomena Harrison, quiet couple, bought a stone cottage in rural Shropshire in 2017. Idyllic place, garden, fireplace, the kind of house you retire into and never fucking leave. 3 weeks after moving in, the smart TV switched on by itself at 3 a.m. The screen wasn't showing a channel, it was showing text. White letters on a black background. The text said, "Welcome home, Ian." Philomena ran to unplug it. The plug was already out. The TV was dark when she touched it. She pressed the screen with her hand. Cold, dead, no power. Then her phone lit up. Same white letters. "Don't be afraid, Philly." Nobody called her Philly except Ian. The next morning, they called the police. The police called a cybersecurity firm. The firm sent 2 engineers. The engineers pulled the SIM cards out of the phones. They yanked the routers from the wall. They cut the internet line at the road. They flipped the main breaker. The cottage went dark. Every screen in the house lit up at once. The phones, the TV, the laptop, Philomena's old iPad gathering dust in a fucking drawer, even the digital clock on the microwave, all of them glowing white, all of them displaying text. "Put the blue mug down, Ian." Ian was holding a blue fucking mug. He hadn't said a word about it. The curtains were drawn. No fucker could see it. He dropped the mug. It shattered. The screens flickered. New text appeared. "Now look up." He didn't. She says he stood frozen for 10 fucking minutes, eyes locked on the floor until every screen in the house went dark at exactly the same moment. The cybersecurity engineers didn't believe in ghosts or any of that shit. They believed in stalkers. They believed someone had planted hardware in the walls. They tore out the drywall. They scanned for hidden cameras. They used radio frequency detectors. They found fuck all. No transmitters, no receivers, no power source for any of it. The text was appearing on screens that had no power, no signal, so no SIM, no battery in some cases. One engineer compared it to watching ink form on a piece of dry paper. The displays weren't being hacked, they were being overwritten at a level deeper than software, below the operating system, below the hardware drives, as if the messages were being painted directly onto the fucking glass from the inside. The Harrisons brought in a fucking priest. The priest brought a Bible, text on the TV changed. "He can't help you, Phil." The priest fucked off. The British paranormal community went wild. The Harrisons stopped talking to the press. They moved out of the cottage in late 2017. They refused to say where they went. The cottage was bought by a developer. He didn't believe the story. He moved in with his teenage daughter. 2 months later, his daughter was hospitalised after a psychological event that her father refused to describe. The cottage went back on the market. Local Shropshire folklore mentions a witch trial in the 1600s. A woman accused of speaking through walls hanged on the property. Her last words, according to court records, were, "I will speak through anything that listens." The cottage was built on the site of the fucking gallows. Smart devices listen. The cottage is still standing. Nobody's lived in it for more than 4 months at a time since 2017. The current owner uses it as a holiday rental. He doesn't advertise the history. Tenants leave reviews. Most say it's lovely. A few say the phone's acted strangely. One review, deleted within an hour of posting, said the bathroom mirror told her to fuck her. Ian and Philomena are still alive. They live somewhere in Wales. They don't own smartphones anymore. They don't have fucking Wi-Fi. They keep the landline cord in the TV cathode ray. I asked an engineer once how you'd write text onto a screen with no power. He said he can't. He said it's impossible. He said the laws of physics won't allow it. Then he said, unless the screen doesn't need power, unless something else is making it glow. I didn't ask what he meant. I don't want to know.